Hello, I'm Dr. Luna, a physician and nutritionist, and today I want to talk to you about something that has probably happened to you more than once. You finish lunch and suddenly feel an irresistible wave of sleep. Does that heavy feeling sound familiar? Eyes closing on their own, your body begging for a bed, even if just for a few minutes. But here comes the big question. Is it actually good to nap after lunch, or are we unknowingly making a mistake? Stay with me because in this video we're going to uncover the truth about napping, and I promise that by the end, you'll know exactly whether you should embrace it or avoid it. Not only that, I'll also tell you the best time to nap, how long it should last, and the common mistakes to avoid if you want to feel younger, sharper, and healthier. I'll tell you everything calmly and clearly, like we're sitting down for coffee after lunch, chatting about what really matters, your health, your energy, and your daily well-being. Are you ready to find out? Because we're just getting started. After lunch, many people experience a dip in energy. You're not alone if you find it hard to keep your eyes open or feel slower at that time of day. But why does this happen? Is it just that we ate too much? Or is there something deeper in our bodies pushing us to nap? The truth is, our body works in cycles. One of them is called the circadian rhythm, and within that cycle, there's a natural dip in energy around 2 or 3 p.m. when our body temperature slightly drops and our brain reduces its alertness. In other words, it's programmed to slow down. So no, it's not laziness or weakness, it's biology. Now add a big meal to that. When we eat, especially meals high in carbs, fats, or sugars, our body redirects more blood to the digestive system. While that happens, the brain receives less oxygen and nutrients, leading to that sluggish mental feeling. Has it ever happened to you that after a heavy lunch, all you want is to find a corner and close your eyes? That's no coincidence. It's your body talking to you. And this is where many people feel guilty. They think, I shouldn't be this tired, or I need to keep working. But what if instead of fighting this natural impulse, we learn to use it to our advantage? Stay with me, because I'll soon tell you what scientific studies say about this, and it may surprise you. Now, let's get into what science says. Napping after lunch isn't just a cultural tradition in places like Spain or parts of Latin America. It's also a phenomenon that has been studied by neurologists, sleep doctors, and longevity experts. Numerous studies have shown that a short afternoon nap can boost mood, improve concentration, reduce stress, and even enhance memory. In fact, a NASA experiment with pilots and astronauts showed that a nap of just 26 minutes improved performance by 34% and alertness by 54%. Incredible, right? There's also evidence suggesting that regular naps can reduce the risk of heart disease. A study published in the journal Heart found that people who occasionally napped had a lower risk of heart attacks. How is that possible? Because by lowering stress and regulating blood pressure, a good nap becomes a small shield for your heart. Now, let's talk about older adults, my specialty. In later life, nighttime sleep often becomes fragmented. They wake up more often, struggle to sleep deeply, and that affects their energy during the day. That's why a well-timed nap can be a powerful ally. But, and this is very important, not just any nap, because if you nap too long or too late in the afternoon, it can negatively impact your nighttime sleep, creating a vicious cycle. This is where a powerful concept comes in. The smart nap, a short rest of 10 to 30 minutes, is what's recommended. Beyond that time, we enter deeper sleep phases and may wake up feeling groggy or even more tired than before. I'm sure it's happened to you. You nap for an hour and wake up feeling worse. That's because your brain entered a stage called slow-wave sleep, and interrupting it disorients you. So science tells us, yes, naps can be very good, but only if done right. And in just a moment, I'll tell you exactly how to do it. But have you ever wondered why, if it's so healthy, some people still see it as laziness? I'll explain in the next part. Taking a nap the right way can be a powerful tool to care for both body and mind. And no, it's not just for little kids or elderly people in rocking chairs. It's for you, for me, for anyone who values their health and well-being. Let's start with the brain. A short nap improves short-term memory. It's as if the brain uses those few minutes to reorganize ideas, clear out mental noise, and make room for new things. Students, workers, drivers, decision-makers, everyone benefits. Has it ever happened to you that after a short nap, an idea that was stuck suddenly becomes crystal clear? That's not magic. That's your brain recharged. But the benefits don't stop there. Naps also help regulate emotions. In older adults, where stress, anxiety, or even sadness appear more often, a short nap acts like a natural calming remedy. It doesn't replace a full night's sleep, but it can be that little breath of fresh air that turns your day around. Physically speaking, napping reduces levels of cortisol, the stress hormone, which can help lower blood pressure and protect the heart. Even the immune system responds better when the body has proper breaks to recover. Sleeping well isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. And, of course, let's talk about energy. Instead of reaching for another cup of coffee or something sweet to wake you up in the afternoon, a nap gives you real energy with no side effects. You can see that energy in your face, your mood, the way you talk, walk, and live. And for older adults, that energy is priceless. At a certain age, it's not about running faster or working longer. It's about living with quality, dignity, and joy. A good nap can be that small habit that improves your mood, digestion, clarity, and even relationships. But be careful because there are common mistakes that many people make when taking a nap, mistakes that can actually make things worse. I'll tell you what they are and how to avoid them in the next part. Although naps offer many benefits, they can become a problem if not done properly. This is where many people get confused or even give up the idea of resting during the day. One of the most common mistakes is napping for too long. If a nap lasts more than 30 minutes, the body enters deeper sleep stages, as I mentioned earlier. And when we wake up from that deep stage, we experience what's called sleep inertia. It's that groggy, confused feeling, waking up more tired than before. Instead of recharging, it feels like being yanked out of deep sleep without permission. Another common mistake is napping too late in the afternoon. If you nap at 5 or 6 p.m., you'll likely have trouble falling asleep at night, starting a vicious cycle. Poor sleep at night leads to more daytime fatigue, which leads to longer naps, and the cycle continues, especially in older adults. This can completely disrupt your natural sleep rhythm. There's also a cultural factor. Some people still believe naps are for lazy or idle people, or a waste of time. But that couldn't be further from the truth. When done right, naps are a health strategy. It's not laziness, it's body intelligence. And one more thing. If someone needs to nap for several hours every day, that could be a sign something is wrong, like sleep apnea, chronic fatigue, poor diet, or another underlying issue. In those cases, it's always best to talk to a doctor. Now that you know the mistakes, would you like to learn how to take the perfect nap? Let me tell you, a good nap isn't just about closing your eyes. It's an art. And today I'll teach you how to do it right so your body and mind truly benefit. First, the best time. The ideal time to nap is between 1 and 3 p.m. Why? Because it lines up with the natural energy dip we talked about earlier. If you nap later, it can interfere with your nighttime sleep. So remember, if you're going to nap, do it early in the afternoon. Second, duration. The perfect nap lasts between 10 and 30 minutes. That's it. It might seem short, but it's enough for the brain to rest without entering deep sleep. Experts call this a power nap. You'll wake up clear, fresh, and energized to continue your day. Third, the place. Find a quiet spot without much noise or direct light. You don't need to get into bed in your pajamas. A comfy chair or recliner where you can lean back and close your eyes is enough. If you can use an eye mask or earplugs, even better. Fourth, the environment. Make sure you're comfortable, but not too much. If you're too bundled up, your body may shift into night mode, making it harder to wake up. Remember, this is just a short pause. And lastly, respect it. Don't feel guilty for taking a nap. It's not a waste of time, it's an investment in your health. Now I want to share a story about a few of my older patients and how a simple nap changed their day. I remember Donna Elena, a 72-year-old patient who came to my clinic constantly tired, unable to concentrate, and feeling low every afternoon. She had trouble sleeping at night and described her afternoons as being on autopilot. When I asked if she took naps, she laughed. "Doctor, that's for lazy people." Sound familiar? I challenged her to try one simple change, a 20-minute nap right after lunch. Every day for a week. No meds, no supplements, just that little break. She came back the next week with a different smile. She said, "It's like someone turned me back on inside. I feel alive in the afternoon." And that's all she changed. Then there's Don Luis, a very active 68-year-old man who always resisted resting. He said that daytime sleep made him sluggish. But after some episodes of high blood pressure and accumulated stress, he finally gave it a try. Within a few days, not only had his pressure dropped, but he also rediscovered his joy for reading in the afternoons and playing with his grandchildren. A 25-minute nap became his daily medicine. No prescription required. These aren't rare cases. They're real people like you who one day chose to listen to their bodies instead of fighting them. And now that you've made it this far, I have something special for you. Remember at the beginning I promised to share something important at the end? It's time. But first, a small favor. At the start, I asked you a key question. Is it good to nap after lunch? Now, after everything we've learned, the clear and direct answer is yes, but do it consciously. A short nap at the right time can be one of the best decisions for your daily health. It's a gift to your mind, your heart, and your overall well-being. It's not just about sleeping for the sake of it. It's about knowing when and how. And here's what I promised you. Did you know that in some developed countries like Japan, short workplace naps are not only allowed, but considered a sign of dedication? Yes, dedication, because they understand that a rested mind performs better. Imagine if we started to see rest as a tool for health and productivity instead of a weakness. So next time you feel that post-lunch heaviness, don't fight it. Listen to your body, give yourself those 20 minutes, and then tell me how you feel. If this video gave you clarity, if you learned something new, or simply felt supported, please show your support with a like, a comment about your nap experiences, and of course, by subscribing to the channel so you don't miss future tips on health, nutrition, and wellness, especially designed for older adults. We are building a community here of people who want to age with dignity, joy, and knowledge. And you're part of that. Thank you for staying with me. There's just one final part, my last piece of advice as a doctor and a woman who has seen what a good nap can do. My final advice is simple, yet powerful. Don't underestimate the power of a pause in a world that constantly pushes you to stay active, productive, and awake. Giving yourself permission to close your eyes and rest for a bit can be an act of wisdom. A nap is not a weakness. It's a smart way to care for your health, your energy, and your spirit. It's a moment you gift your body to heal, your mind to reset, and your heart to calm down. Especially if you're in your later years, these little habits make a big difference. You don't need major changes or complicated routines. Just listen to your body, honor your rhythms, and give yourself the space to breathe, because living well isn't about doing more, it's about doing what's right at the right time. And if one day you wonder, am I wasting time taking a nap? Remember this. Resting is also a way of moving forward. Thank you for trusting me, for staying till the end, and for caring for yourself with such love. I'm Dr. Luna, and I'm here to remind you that aging with health is possible when you truly listen to what your body needs. See you in the next video, where we'll keep exploring how to live longer and better. Until then, take care, and don't forget to close your eyes every now and then. Your body will thank you.